Hi, I'm Missy Beach, Senior Financial Advisor here at Wiser Wealth Management. Today, let's tackle that age-old debate. Should you have a joint bank account? Does that help avoid marital conflict? There's two very different camps on this age-old debate, and I'm going to side in the camp, yes, you really need to have a joint bank account. Now, that's not to say you can't still have his and her individual accounts for your own secret spending around the holidays and things like that. But I'm really a believer in a joint account really helps marital communication, and there's studies that will even back me up on this, that it helps marital harmony in the long run. Why? It just promotes communication about finances. It's going to be simplified budgeting and expense management as you approach your finances. When you're dumping money into a joint account, it's one big pot. It's not his and hers. It's a family expense. And I think that just promotes better harmony when you're looking at it from a big standpoint instead of saying, oh, you owe me 38% for this bill and you owe me 62%. I mean, what kind of world is that to live in? In addition, it really just promotes transparency and trust. If everybody knows what's going into that big pot, it's all good because there are no secrets. There are no hidden transactions. Everybody sees what's going in and out of the household. Beyond that, it's a good budgeting tool if everybody's on board and is looking at the same account and knows what the inflows and outflows are. If one spouse has no view or limited view into household finances, that's where things start to spiral out of control. So when both spouses have a view into that account, let's use that view and know what's going on in the account. And that just helps better budgeting and spending, reining it in over the months. In terms of convenience, isn't it better when both spouses can access an account and log in to online bill pay instead of asking the other spouse, hey, can you send so-and-so $400 for whatever it might be? It's just better when everything's joint. And finally, you're going to have joint financial goals. So not so much spending it down, also building it up. So not so much just a joint checking account. Let's look at a joint savings account too. So when you're building up that opportunity fund, that should also be a joint account because it's a joint household venture to save for the future. Now, on the negative side, sure, there's some drawbacks to joint accounts. Not everybody has the same financial habits as their spouse. So while that's a negative, sure, you can train your spouse. You know, if your spouse is a spendthrift, what better way to hold them accountable than to be part of a joint account? So don't let that be a negative. Really use this as an educational opportunity, because you're not going to let that joint account go negative just because your spouse is a spendthrift. You're going to train your spouse and lead your spouse to better money habits so that overall your household is a successful financial household. So make that a teaching opportunity. You may find it really hard to give up control and let someone into your financial life. But remember, this is a partnership. When you get married, it's not just, for social reasons. It's all encompassing. So let that spouse into your financial life and remember that it's all about communication. So one other negative is that people might be concerned, well, what happens if we're going to get separated or divorced and we have this joint account? Well, your joint account for banking and bill pay is not going to be millions of dollars. So don't sweat the small stuff. This is a bank account. This is not your huge investment account. We'll talk about that in estate planning. More to come on that. This is just basic banking 101. So keep those banking accounts shared with your spouse. Keep open communication. Just because you have a joint account, don't forget to talk about the joint account. So have an open dialogue with your spouse, whether it's once a month, once a quarter, but know what goes on in that joint account so you know if you're on track or if you're headed towards a pitfall. So you have time to right the ship. So again, I'm a big proponent of joint accounts, promoting better communication and better long-term marital happiness. The studies are out there. So if you have any questions, feel free to check in with me or Casey or anyone else on our Wiser Planning staff. Thanks and have a great day.